So I thought I'd do a video today because I just started the car up to cool it off a little bit. But I wanted to talk about the idea of doing something like this, the choice of living out of a vehicle. Now, I've talked to a lot of people along the way, and they all say that this is a trend, and a lot of people are choosing to do this because rent payments are very high and such. But that really wasn't my reasoning for even investigating all of this. Mine derived from a family member having a medical emergency, and I knew the bills were going to be really expensive. I felt like moving into an RV out by the lake, at least for the summer, would be a way for us to be able to address the medical bills. And also, it always seemed like everybody was always chill and really relaxed and really enjoyed being out at the lake. And that time, I was just taking care of grandkids, I wasn't really pursuing any type of business endeavors or employment endeavors and things like that. I was just being very selfless and of service to my family. So I thought it was something that would work, but nobody was really down with it. No one wanted to do it. I thought we could just get an old junker, RV and put it out there at the lake. And I figured that I could convince the park rangers to let me move around that area, given the background of the health issues that we were facing. So they didn't want to do it. So I looked into the vanner stuff, and I really didn't want to get a van. I had a vehicle that I had paid off, so I decided to turn it into a Car-V. Now, I think a lot of people look at people like myself as being, I think that people look at homeless people or houseless people or people that live in a conventional lifestyle as being a burden on society. And that was one of the reasons why I did this, because I didn't want to be a burden on society, right? I didn't want to be a burden to my family. I didn't want to be a burden on society. And I'm sorry, but I don't really see homeless people being a burden on society. It's a burden on you feeling comfortable sitting at a stoplight. It's a burden of you walking into a business and someone coming up and panhandling and asking you for money. And guess what? It's biblical. This stuff's been going on for a very long time. And those in power that are put in these positions of power to help our society have done nothing to change anything. In fact, it's gotten worse. And there's more and more people that are choosing to live this type of a lifestyle. So for me, I wanted to be proactive. And it was hard at first. I had a lot of shame. I was very embarrassed. I didn't want anybody to know. But when I wasn't rolling in my vehicle, I left my bed in the back of the vehicle. So everybody was looking at it like I was living in it. And I really didn't notice it because it wasn't my mindset. I wasn't living in the vehicle at that time. So I was just rolling with this bed in the back. And it really was for camping purposes where you just never know. And for me, it's like there's not a bed in the house. So I got my bed right here. I'll just bring this in. I have a cot. I got a canvas cot that's really cool. And I have that on stash if I ever need it. And I can put my bed right in it. So it's pretty comfortable. And this here is very comfortable as well. In fact, I think that as far as the beds that I've been sleeping here of late, those mattresses have kind of did a number on my back. Not this. This is cool. I don't pull up to like parks and get out, my one burner stove and pop open a can of garbanzo beans, and get out my cooler and all that stuff. I don't do anything like that, but I don't see any problem with that. People barbecue all the time. It's just that it's not your conventional hot dogs and hamburgers out of a cooler kind of thing with macaroni salad and all that stuff. It's somebody that's actually trying to live on a budget. Live out of cans, ravioli or garbanzo beans, as I like to eat, which I don't even need to heat up, y'all. I like me some bonzo beans, as I call them. Going to the gym. I think that sometimes when you go in there and you just shower, people look down at you. But I'm paying my membership just like everybody else is. I can do what I want. And I actually went in and I told them I might be coming in between jobs. The job that I'm going to be working first and foremost is going to make me sweaty Betty. And I need to be able to shower, depending on my logistics of where I'm at, to be able to shower and get myself ready for my second job. So they're fully aware of that. And I can see that there's a lot of people that are nomadic and probably living the same kind of a lifestyle. No one would ever think I'd be sleeping in the back of this vehicle. My friends still don't. They're like, how do you just crunch up back there? And I'm just like, no, I'm a shorty small. I can lay back here. I lay fully back here. And actually I get cold with my system that I have, which is just trips me out, man. I mean, who would think you get cold in 100-degree heat? But I do. For some reason, my brain has figured this out. So, yeah. I just thought I'd do a video today because I want you to know that there's no shame in my game as far as me living this way. I do have a plan. And the only thing that really detours me are life circumstances. Like me being a decent person and not just jetting on people, you know, giving a crap about my coworkers and my bosses. I was told the other day that they said I just showed up. There's like one day you were just there. You were just there. You just started talking to everybody. And I did. They're like, you're just this way that people open up to you. It's like you're friends with everybody and they feel safe to speak with you. And I guess that's because I don't really have much of an ego. I used to have a heck of an ego, y'all. And sometimes it comes through. But for the most part, I try to stay very humble. I try to stay very frugal. And I try to keep a peaceful coexistence with everyone. I don't go out of my way to target people like some people do, you know, or to teach people lessons and all this other stuff. It seems like when I lean towards that, I always get myself in trouble. It doesn't work out well. As long as I come with a peaceful, you know, step in that direction, usually things are pretty good. Now, you cannot control everybody's role, right? There's going to be times where you're going to meet people like this lady that had this place. I found out later she was not down with me either. She was not down from the very get-go. And that upset my friends very much. They saw her differently. I tried not to speak poorly of this woman. I just spoke from my perspective of it. But their take of it was very negative as well. They thought that this woman made a snap decision. And the fact that she wouldn't even consider me moving in there, they thought that that was not a good move on her part as far as her desire to find another roommate that was gonna, you know, pay the rent on time and not be a bother and all that. But I have to commend her because we didn't mesh, so there wouldn't be any reason for me to be moving into an environment like that. Additionally, it sounds like there's a lot of drama, and I really don't want to step into anything like that. I'd rather live alone or live out of my car, let's say. So I'd have to say she was smart enough to know better and to make a decision that was good for everyone involved, including myself. So I can't fault her for that. But she wasn't down with it either, which I think is pretty funny, given the circumstances. Again, her experience living in or out of a vehicle is far different than mine, and she looks back on it far differently than I do. But I won't be living in Agassiz forever, but I feel like you got to do what you got to do, and you got to be at peace with it, and I am. And I know that society looks at people like me as living outside, like on the fringe, or living outside the box of what's socially acceptable in our society. But honestly, there's far more people doing this than what you think. And if you start to look around, you're gonna see it. But don't judge anybody, all right? Because I try not to either. There's times where I have my moments, but, you know, just try to be understanding, okay? My name is Deborah the Bee. Thanks a lot for watching the video today. Get out there and spread those little pieces of peace. Thumb the video up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see future videos. Thanks a lot for being here, and have a wonderful day. And we'll see you all on down the road. Bye-bye.